Thank you to our sponsors, Human Powered Health, the Minnesota Institute of Ayurveda, and Harvest Health and Wellbeing that make this episode possible. And here we are with John Pederson, Superior Sauna and Steam. How are you doing today, John?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited that you're here because I know we had our initial conversation just to get to know each other and talk about what you're passionate about. And I remember I was so excited for just a different take on what sauna is and the benefits and the concept of thermic bathing and thermaculture. I just feel like I learned so much in our pre-conversation, and now I'm excited to dive in a little deeper today.
Me too. Thanks for having me. Been so busy creating these experiences over the last many years, and I haven't spoken much about it. And I love doing so on the bench, but it's wonderful to have a larger platform here.
Yeah, I'm excited because I think this is a concept and just a mindset about thermic bathing and sauna that could really ramp people up to that next level of well-being if they move into it with that intention. I know that sauna itself has become more popular recently. It seems to have blown up in the last decade in particular due to just the spreading of awareness of the physiological health benefits. Before we dive
Mm-hmm.
into some more of the spiritual and psychological benefits, I'm curious if you can just first share some of the highlights when it comes to the emerging research around the physical benefits of sauna.
Yeah. It has been the health benefits that have really fueled the massive increase in interest over the last, I'd say, over the last 5 to 7 years, especially during COVID, when people were really looking for ways to be healthy at home. And we saw the increased interest in things like Peloton and different backyard wellness, both spaces and exercise. So the backyard, that in confluence with the increased popularity of sauna as a what's referenced so regularly now on the main health podcasts, the Joe Rogans, the Tim Ferrisses, Huberman, and the health benefits that are related to shortened recovery time, decreased inflammation, the circulatory benefits, and the long-term cardiovascular benefits. Those are the benefits that are science backed at this point. There's a lot of, and we'll get into the richness and the depth of the health benefits, both physiologically, spiritually, socially. But the ones that have really caught America's interest, of course, are the health benefits and the ones that can make workouts much, you can do more workouts, decreased inflammation. When you're injured, the ability to circulate blood throughout the body that's the long-term cardiovascular benefits. When the body's trying to respond to increased intensity of the hot and the cold, it tries to adjust its temperature by circulating blood throughout the body, by trying to distribute oxygen. So it's that increased circulation, but you're just sitting there, of course, in the sauna. So unlike a workout where you're doing a lot and you're creating that circulation, here it's actually your thermoregulatory system that's getting to work trying to bring your body back into homeostasis. So the circulation increases, and that's why you see, I think the main study that a lot of people reference, of course, is the Mayo study that was done a few years ago that showed not just the increased health benefits of regular sauna, but the really interesting thing about that study was they found the more you used sauna or a thermic bathing practice like sauna, the better. So the more regularly you could do it, just the increased overall cardiovascular health that they saw in their survey respondents, which is really, really fascinating, especially as somebody who's looking at and creating ways to do this daily for this really to become a really regular part of people's life because it's fun and it's a great thing to do socially. You feel better in your body and in your mind and in your community. And it's no surprise that the science is backing this all up. But it does give us a way to look at these practices in a new way. One that's we can just talk about benefits. We can talk about some of the science that makes this relevant to our life, regardless of whether you're coming into it with a certain ethnic, if you're Nordic or if you're a Russian in the Banya tradition. There's all these kind of like ethnic versions of the dish, sweat lodge, hammam in the Middle East, Japanese onsen. but they all are sharing, they're serving up the same benefits, just in ways that are more digestible, or if you will, to different communities and different cultures.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, there is the physiological benefits, the cardiovascular health.